What's up, my fellow small business supporters? Check this out. I got this shirt and it says small business on it, and it just like has a dinosaur. Like, what does it mean? I don't know. I got it when I was drunk shopping. Support small business, support the small business dinosaur. Today, I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me style video because I had a lot of fun on the live stream I did last Thursday learning how to do makeup from my friend's beauty channel. I'm gonna do another stream about that soon once I receive the ColourPop Animal Crossing palette, because I'm having fun learning this and I like looking like flashy and dramatic in videos. It's very fun. So I'm going to be doing another get ready with me video today because in a little bit, as of the time I'm filming this, I'm about to go onto a live stream, and then after that I'm going to be filming more videos for the future. So I'm like, might as well have fun, see how much I retained from learning makeup from her channel. Got my mirror right here. See how much I remember. Today I'm going to be doing a video about the topic of motivation because this was actually requested by someone. So when I was on my friend Lisa Daly's writing live stream this past Wednesday, one of the writers who regularly comes to the stream as well, his name is Robert Jones and his channel is called Story Detective. I'll link it in the description below. I've shouted him out a few times before because his work is fantastic. He does some of the coolest videos, not just on AuthorTube, on the entire internet, in my opinion. But he was like, Savvy, you're always so motivated and I feel like you're always juggling a million projects, and I'd really love for you to do a video about motivation and how you stay motivated. And I was like, okay, I will do it. So I figured it'd be a good topic to talk about while doing like a get ready with me type of thing. So I'm gonna be getting ready right now and talking about staying motivated. This video might be a little bit, casual. We're just gonna have a chat. Let's get into it.
Get you some nuts.
There was lots of memes.
Makes me wonder if I should take up lesbianism.
Chicago.
You guys asked for it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome for the first time. I'm Savvy, this is Savvy Writes Books. On my channel, we talk about the small business owner world, the writing world, and the anti-MLM movement to get rid of multi-level marketing and pyramid schemes and that kind of thing. This channel is very focused on small business stuff, and that includes creative types of small businesses. Every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Central, I put out new videos, and every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central, I host a writing sleepover stream where we have a slumber party, get together, do some writing. It's a lot of fun. All right, take off my glasses so I can do some makeup on my face as we talk about motivation. Also, what I learned when I was watching my friend Ava's makeup channel, I will link her channel in the description below. Her channel is Ava2s and she does fantastic makeup looks. One thing I learned as I was following one of her tutorials is that like foundation is not a necessary thing, and I don't like it at all because it covers up my freckles and I like my freckles, so I'm not using that. However, I'm going to use this hydrating illuminator. I think it's like sparkly, and I think that's fun, and I like my face being sparkly. If I'm going all out for the video, I might as well let my face be sparkly, right? So to start off, I guess this is one of the ways that I stay motivated, by constantly trying different things. Right now, for example, I am trying makeup, and I spent my whole life like having no idea how to do makeup whatsoever, being like, I am hopeless in this, I don't know what I'm doing. And now I'm like, no, you know what? I'm gonna learn it. I'm 28 years old and I'm gonna just learn how to do makeup now. So, I mean, staying motivated for me is like, I'm really motivated to make this video right now because even though I'm talking about something different than usual, and even though I'm doing something that isn't like normally what I do on my channel, it's fun. It's fun to do something completely new and different, and I think I'm using this makeup right. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be like actual people who are good at makeup in the comments who are gonna be like cringing like, oh my god, Savvy, you have no idea what you're doing, which is absolutely the truth. I'm gonna do it like this and see how it turns out. Get this all off the back of my hand, use a little spongy sponge over here. So for me, I love regularly changing up my content, but all keeping it kind of within the same family of things, like the same general concept. I talk a lot in my intros on most of my videos about how I know my channel can be kind of chaotic, how I know that it can be a little bit like, is this a book review channel? Is this an anti-MLM, like no multi-level marketing type of channel? Is this like a business tips channel? Is this an AuthorTube channel? Like, what is this? And it's all of them. And I know a lot of times people say you should make different channels if you're going to change up your content that much, but honestly, this is just me personally, I would rather find ways to connect my content and to make it so, oh dude, my nose is red from like where my glasses sit, that's funny. But I would rather find ways to change up my content and to just like connect it with each other in a way that I'm like, okay, so if you are here because you like my writing videos and authors are small business owners, then you are probably interested in the small business world as well, because, you know, most authors aren't going to be backed by a big corporation or that kind of thing. So you'd probably be interested in that as well. And I've had a lot of people who are like, I came to your channel for the anti-MLM stuff. I came to this channel because you were roasting some pyramid schemes. And then I learned you do book and writing content too, and I'm very interested in books. So I decided to stay and learn more about that. So you end up finding like a very core audience of like, these are the specific people. And that's one way that I just like never get bored, because I'm like, I have so many different things that I want to talk about. By the way, we're gonna do I only have one palette. It's the Sweet Talk palette from ColourPop. I'm so excited for the Animal Crossing one to come in. And then I'm gonna try this, what is this? Cheek Stuff again, and see. It didn't really work that well last time, but I'm gonna give it another shot and see if I can make it work, because I really want to learn contouring, and maybe I'll learn more of that with more videos when I do the Animal Crossing one. Yeah, so right now I'm like, this is not a normal type of video that I would make, but I'm making it, and I'm talking about motivation, which also kind of fits in with all of the different things that I talk about on this channel, because I'm like, you know, I'm running a small business, I'm an author, I'm doing all of these different things, and when you're doing a million different projects at once, you gotta stay motivated. So doing a video on motivation makes perfect sense, even though this is a different type of video than usual. So I'm still not bored right now. I hope that makes sense. I hope if anything I say doesn't make sense, like, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to clarify. If you're a makeup artist and you're cringing, like, all good, I'm still learning, guys, but I'm gonna learn right in front of you and make mistakes in front of you. This isn't curated imperfection, this is just regular imperfection. I don't think this is for my nose, but I'm gonna put it there anyway, just because, like, I kind of want it on my nose. And that's what you can do in this world. You can just put whatever on your nose you want, because we're all individuals living our own free best lives. Changing up my content frequently is a way that I stay motivated when it comes to YouTube, and then that also connects with staying motivated with all of my projects. I like to figure out what ways I can make my projects something that can be something I share with other people. As a lot of you guys know, I'm very extroverted. People have asked me, what's your, like, was it Myers-Briggs, like the personality type where it's like, I don't know, INFJ, ENTP, like that kind of thing. People have asked me what my type is on there, and honestly, every time I take the test, the only thing that's consistent is that I'm an extrovert. I'm like all the way to the extrovert side, like no question, and then the other three things are always kind of 50-50. They might be like 47%, 53% or something, but they're always 50-50, except for being an extrovert. That is always like, Savvy, you are an extrovert and you are nothing but an extrovert. Clip my hair back. For a while, when this pandemic started, it was really hard to stay motivated to do a lot of things because, you know, being a writer and being a small business owner, I can do a lot of work from home. However, you know, when I first started my small business, I tried to do a lot of work either out in public, like if I was working on something that could be done from home, I would go to a coffee shop and do it there instead, just because being around other people and just talking to other people and just that interaction, like I just derive energy from that kind of interaction. So I would do a lot of that. Let me see if I remember what I was supposed to do with this palette. Oh, I take like the medium shade and I put it in the crease. That's right. I know what I'm doing, guys. I know. And I'm gonna do even more glitter and sparkles this time because that is way more fun. Yeah, so I would just go out in public, and then a huge part of my business was events and craft fairs and that kind of thing, because those things really motivated me. And that's part of it. It's like, I know a lot of writers are introverts. If working by yourself and getting into your own head motivates you, that's great. For me, it was the complete opposite. I would lose all motivation. I would become tired and sad, and like, that's just not the best way for me to function, is what I found. So that was a way I stayed motivated, was knowing my own personality type. But then we went into a pandemic, right? And it wasn't really safe to just go out in public and just casually go to restaurants and do everything. Wasn't safe for you. It wasn't safe for the people working there. It wasn't safe for anybody. So I would be like, okay, well now what do I do? Because I'm just gonna lose all my motivation being at home and whatever. And that's when I really decided to ramp up the YouTube content. I've always loved making videos. I've always found this to be such a pleasurable experience. part of it is that I get to connect with people more. I make a video and put it out there. You guys react to me in the comments. I get to know you guys. I go over to your video and check you out. And it helps develop relationships, and it helps kind of keep that extroverted need fulfilled even when it's not fully, if that makes sense. And then on top of that, I was also getting really into doing live streams. So if Ava's watching this, I'm trying to remember your tutorial, see if I can do it from memory. I'm going into the darkest shade, and I think I'm gonna do that as like an outline and under eye thing. We'll see if this is right. I remember doing a little bit of it just like right underneath. Yeah, so I started doing more live streams because going live meant that I was able to connect with people like in the moment, and I could talk to people directly. Plus I would also start having co-hosts on my streams. Ow, I poked my eye. Anyway, I would start having co-hosts on my streams so that other people could talk, we could actually talk out loud. And then, you know, this whole like working from home thing where people were learning to use Zoom and learning to use all different kinds of software, that was super helpful to me. So anyway, part of it was like, it was twofold. I became more motivated to create YouTube videos and to vlog everything I was doing and to stream everything I was doing. And because I wanted to put everything I was doing on display, it motivated me to continue to do those things as frequently as possible, because I knew that I could get some content out of it and I knew I could get some interaction out of it. So it's like, oh, I'm writing a new book, I should vlog the process of writing that book. Right now I'm working on a couple of vlogs for the holiday romances that I'm writing. So I'm like, okay, I'll vlog that. It's like, I usually don't like cooking because it feels like a chore, and it also, you know, it's just like kind of lonely, and then you have things to clean up afterwards. And then I'm like, what if I cook on a stream? What if I do chores while on a stream? Like, if I start doing these things, that could really help. And that helped me be more productive in that it made me do more things, and it also made me put out more content because I was doing them simultaneously. So that was another thing that kept me really motivated. Sometimes it's hard to talk about motivation because I honestly can't think of a time in my life when I lacked motivation. Like, I don't think that exists for me. And it's hard because it's hard to tell other people like how to get in the zone and how to get that drive to get your work done, because ever since like childhood, like I've talked about this before, as an adult is when I became really invested in toys and the toy world. As a child, I thought toys were cool. I was cool with them, and I liked some toys, but really what I liked was paper and pencils, and I loved books, and I loved dreaming about my future as a business owner, and I loved anything where I could pretend I was already running a business. I've basically been a workaholic since birth. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put this like partially sparkly shade here. Let's try to blend that in, see if that works. This is very fun. I've just kind of been a workaholic since birth. There's never really been a time when I'm like, oh, I don't want to do, like, that's just like, that just doesn't happen for me. All right, I'm gonna try to blend all this together. Let's see if the blending works. And then I want to try to do that thing where like towards the interior of your eyes it gets lighter. Let's see if maybe I just need to get a lighter shade and put that towards the middle. Let's see if that works. Yeah, so there's not really ever been a time where I was like completely lacking in personal drive or anything like that. I've always been a driven person, but there have been times in my life where I think all of us go through periods of burnout. All of us go through times when we feel, less motivated, when we feel, just tired and exhausted. Like, that happens a lot, and I think that's completely normal. So one thing I've been trying, like, just at the start of 2021 as a new thing was giving myself one day off every week. Because I'm the kind of person that really loses myself in my work. I get really excited about every project I'm working on, and then sometimes I would, like, save the weekends for, like, my most exciting personal projects. And when I say personal projects, I mean they're also professional projects because they're all like related to books that I would release or something like that. So I would save the weekends for like personal professional projects I was excited about, and then I would do all client work during the week because I'd have less control over that. Oh, this is not looking too bad actually. Probably need to do a little more, to go up to the brow line and that kind of thing. And then I'm gonna add some glitter. We're gonna have glitter, y'all. Yeah, so I would not be as excited about that. That would feel sometimes more like a chore, even though all client work I do is exciting because, again, I pretty much work for myself almost all of the time. So I would get really excited to do that as well. But I would try to save that for during the week, so that way I would kind of have a division between like work that is related to my own business and things I choose. But now I've started just giving myself an entire day off every week, and it's usually either Saturday or Sunday. Lately it's been Saturday more frequently because I've been doing power hour writing streams on Sunday, although I can still like take the rest of the day off if I choose to make it Sunday. So I've been doing one day off a week, and on that day I will read books, I will play video games, I will just kind of do whatever I want, and it's pretty great to take a full day off. And then after that, while I'm taking the full day off, I might work on a creative project that is not related to anything I'm doing for work. So, like if you guys have seen, I've started doing some shoe art. I used to love doing art on shoes when I was in high school. I would like take a pair of blank canvas shoes and I would color all over them or paint them or do all different kinds of art, and then I would either wear them or I'd enter them in art contests and things like that. And that was a thing that I had kind of stopped doing, not on purpose, but just because like, you know, the world gets in the way and all of that, and there's a lot of work to be done. So I'm like, on my day off, I might spend some time making some shoes, and will I ever sell them in the future? Maybe, but like that's the purpose of making them, is really for the sake of enjoyment and for the sake of falling in love with art again without it being something that is required. Because, you know, if you want to take the joy out of something you love, the fastest way to do that is to make it a requirement. I'm going to use this tiny brush because I want to get sparkles, like, near the inside of my eye, but I don't want to get sparkles in my eye because I feel like that would feel horrible. But I want to get these sparkles, like, right over here. I'm going to use the tiny brush for that. I love being sparkly. I think that's so fun. Yeah, so for me, it's all about changing things up frequently, finding ways to combine interests and do them simultaneously, so like making YouTube videos. If you love making videos, then making videos about a project you're doing while you're doing it will not only inspire you to make a video, it'll also inspire you to get the work done for that project. And that can sometimes be the hardest part, and that can be like the most important thing. How sparkly do I? Ooh, this looks cool. I'm loving this. Trying to blend things is hard. I'm not good at that. Okay, cool. I'm really starting to like how this looks a lot. I always struggle with the eyeliner because I don't want to poke myself in the eye, and I always end up doing that. Like I've talked about, I don't even wear contact lenses. I get so nervous about things by my eyes. So for me, you know, having friends I can do things with really motivates me. The AuthorTube sleepover stream motivates me a lot, and going onto other people's streams does too, because it's really like, I'm not in this alone, we're in this together, we're gonna help each other out. And even if you're not as like ridiculously extroverted as I am, I think that working with other people, at least mixing up whether you're working with other people or by yourself, can really help, because when you're in a place where other people are trying to help you out and you all kind of contribute to each other's success, it really makes everyone feel less alone. So that's why I've always really loved doing live streams and doing things with other writers and collaborating. Honestly, writing a book with another author is a new thing that I just started doing. I started in 2020 when RK and I decided to write Cancel Sean Boston together. And that has been a fantastic experience. And I found that people think of writing as such a solitary activity, but when you can do it with other people and you can turn it into something that you and your friends do together, it can be something that feels like just hanging out with your friend, but also getting work done. To an extent, I don't love the idea that, like, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. I don't think that's true, because there are always going to be parts of the process that you're not going to love. At least for me, I don't think there is such a thing in the world where every single part of the process is my favorite part of the process. Like, there are going to be parts of the writing process where I get frustrated on something I'm writing, or where I struggle because I'm trying to get better at marketing this book and I don't know what I'm doing, or something like that. That's always going to happen. But I think that when you're doing it with other people, or even when you're doing it by yourself, the ability to change up what you're doing frequently is helpful. So for me, having a lot of projects going on at once, it feels stressful sometimes, and it looks stressful on the surface, but I think at the end of the day, it actually makes things easier. It's kind of like, you know how when you're forced to have good time management skills, you end up having the best time management skills, like even though you feel like when you have less going on, you often feel like you have less time. I don't know if that makes sense, but for example, like as you guys know, I've been a workaholic my whole life, so when I was in high school, like I was very into doing every activity under the sun. I was doing marching band, I was in the school plays, I was doing, both acting and like crew, like the lighting and sound stuff for the plays, and I was doing what else was I even doing? I was writing things for my own sake, but I was also writing things for class, and I was also like making movies with my friends on the side, and then I would also like take filmmaking electives and things like that. I was on the debate team, I was captain of the debate team, and then I played multiple instruments. And was I stressed out? I mean, hell yeah, I was stressed out a lot of the time. But I also started managing my time really well, because I was like, okay, when I'm in marching band season and have all of these things going on, it actually felt easier to do all of those things because I was forced to schedule things so strictly. And I mean, this is not a life that's for everyone. I know that we talk about like hustle culture and how it's not beneficial to make people want to work 24/7, and I agree with that. Everyone has a different drive and a different desire, and that's why I hate business gurus so much, because they try to apply a one-size-fits-all approach to something that just isn't, that's just not what it is. And so when you're looking at like what to do to get motivated to do your work, for some people being a workaholic motivates them because their work is so important to them. For other people, working 24/7 sounds like a nightmare, and they would much rather achieve a work-life balance, so having a work-life balance is a motivator, or having a family and having kids and providing a good life for them is the motivator. So it's really going to be different for everyone, and that's why it's kind of hard to make a universal video about motivation, but I'm at least kind of trying to tell you guys what motivates me. Now, one big thing that's always motivated me, whoa, that eyelash, I did too much, now it's like, one thing that's always motivated me has been the concept of existential terror. And I know that this is not really a fun thing to talk about. Okay, let's try the lipstick. I want to do my purple lipstick, and then I can put my glasses back on. We're talking about existential terror while I put on my purple lipstick. I am not good at lipstick, guys. Because this regular lipstick, I just get it everywhere, gets on my teeth, gets on my face, and it is a mess, but I love this color so much. I've always been, even as a child, I was very much like, this is existential terror. What if I die and leave this world without having ever accomplished anything? What if I don't have any legacy? What if it fade into nothingness and nothing I ever did mattered? What was the point of even existing, right? Like, those aren't fun things to think about, but like, even as a small child, that's like what I was always thinking about. That's just, I was an existentially depressed child, and I grew into an existentially depressed adult. So for me, I guess that's always been kind of a driving force, where it's like, I want to get these things done because there's something innate within me that's like, this, you need to matter. And that's the thing, is I hate even the idea that people matter less if they get less work done, because that's not true, and that's kind of a lie that I think the world sells to us based on like wanting productivity. It's a culture that's created to make people more profitable. So I don't even believe that it's true. It's just a thing that I've always felt in me. So I don't know. But existential horror is definitely a thing that motivates me as well. So I guess my best tips for anyone, let's see, do people like this look? Do you like this style of video where we'll do a chat and a get ready with me? Would you prefer it on a live stream in the future? Or do you want more of this on a video? Just let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna film some more videos today in a little bit though. That's why I wanted to get this done, so that I could look awesome and obnoxious with my purple lipstick. So my best tips are to find what energizes you, whether that's being by yourself or being around other people. I know that being an introvert or an extrovert is not the be all end all, and a lot of people have it more split, where they get energy from others sometimes and they get energy from being alone sometimes, but some people are very far on one of those ends of the spectrum, like me, and then I have some friends and people in my life who are very introverted, and being around other people all day just really drains them. So you've got to figure out what kind of drives you and what gets you excited. And then I think that having more projects and having more things going on actually helps, because not only are you forced to do time management, but if you get stuck on one project, if you get bored on one project, you can switch to another project. So you never really have to stop being productive. Like last night, for example, during my writer's sleepover stream, I wanted to work on my Savvy Business Owner workbook. I knew I had to get that done, and for a little bit I was feeling a little bit of a lack of motivation with that workbook and was like, but I'm having trouble, I'm stuck. So instead of just staring at it, I was like, but I'm really feeling writing this holiday romance. And as I've talked about, I'm working on writing some holiday romances right now. So I switched over to that, and I was still productive and I still got a lot of writing done. And then when I suddenly was like getting stuck and bored on the holiday romances, I switched back to writing the workbook. So having a lot of things going for you like that, I have always found that to be super helpful. So hopefully that helps you guys. I guess to an extent, I've always been really energetic and passionate about the things that I do because I don't know any other way to be. Like, I've just never really been apathetic about almost, other than like, I am apathetic about like remembering to shower and like cleaning my house, and like, just because I look at a mess and I'm like, whatever, like this, like it doesn't even register in the brain. So that might be something I need to work on. But when it comes to a lot of these things that I feel strongly about, I tend to like totally immerse myself. And I think that that's the most fun way to do it. And not only is it fun, but it's productive. So if you guys have any specific questions of like productivity tips you want or things like that, let me know. I want to be here to help people get motivated in whatever ways that they want, but you know, I'm not a motivational speaker. In fact, I roast a lot of motivational speakers, so it's definitely not my expertise in getting other people motivated, but you know, I do want to share what I know and what I've done. But that's about it. Like, I just think that to an extent you've gotta figure out how to get yourself energized, because energy is the first step. If you're sleepy and like about things, it's hard, because I'm a person who gets tired very easily, and people don't know that, but I think since I've started taking medication for my OCD, I've gotten more and more tired easily, and that's just that's made it a little bit harder. So if you got to find what energizes you, and once you're energized, find what gets you really fired up, what causes matter to you. Can you do them simultaneously? Can you change up your content? Is there anything you can cycle through? Things like that. So that's kind of how I balance my stuff and how I stay motivated throughout everything. And just to be clear, you guys know how much I hate toxic positivity. You know how much like, even though I'm a really positive person and I'm pretty much always really excited and happy, like, you know how much I hate the idea that people are forced to stay excited and happy, or aren't supposed to acknowledge that certain things are negative or certain things can be harmful. I don't like that idea. So the fact is, even though I'm fired up about a lot of things, it's important to be able to identify when you're feeling down, what's causing you to feel down, what's causing you to kind of lose that motivation for what you're doing. It's important to be able to criticize others and to criticize yourself. It's important to be able to look at a situation and see what's working and what isn't. And it's just as important of, you know, figuring out what does get you motivated. It's important to know what doesn't work. So like when I'm by myself, buried in my office all night long, sometimes when I'm editing a video, I can still be motivated because I'm feeling like, okay, this is going to go out to my audience, people are going to watch this, I'm going to get some interaction. And a lot of times I'm interacting with the video, and there might be other people in the video that I got to talk to create that, but I know that that might keep me motivated. But if I'm sitting in my office writing by myself, I found that writing with a partner helps me because I need to be around other people. Writing sprint streams really help me because I need to be around other people. So knowing that doing things by myself doesn't really work, I get distracted, I get like apathetic, I start to get a little depressed, I start to get really exhausted, and so I know that doesn't work, so I try to avoid the things that really don't work. But that's the best advice I can give right now on how to stay motivated, especially like, you know, I can acknowledge that when the pandemic hit, it kind of threw everything for a loop for me, and there was a lot of like, how am I going to shift what my business does? How am I going to focus more on online selling versus in-person selling, which is what I had been doing before with a lot of events and craft fairs and that kind of thing with Forever Home Friends. But getting to connect to other people online, actually, there was a lot of positives that came from that, even though I can acknowledge that, like, a lot of this situation is still hard. You know, I ended 2020 revenue negative, and that was not a good feeling. It really wasn't, with how much I put into trying to make this business new and hiring new people and trying to, you know, get more out there. But it's still something at the end of the day you remind yourself why you do what you do. And for Forever Home Friends, I care about dogs, I care about writing, I care that there are educational books out there. You come back to your mission statement. I want to help teachers, I want to help kids, I want to help families, I want to have this book and plushie series out there. You know, you just think about those things. Why do I do what I do? When I make videos, why do I care about exposing pyramid schemes? Why do I care about exposing that world? Because it exploits people, because it hurts real small business owners like me when I'm at craft fairs, you know, before the pandemic and things like that, because it targets people and brings them in for false job interviews. It gives people false promises. And when you think about those reasons that are really the core to why you do what you do, it can often be easier to find the drive to go for it. And I hope this video wasn't too much motivational fluff. I'm sure it was, but I hope that it helped people. And if you have any questions about, you know, anything involved in this video, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna head out now because at the time that I'm filming this, I'm actually getting ready to do a live stream, so I'm about to go live. I will see you guys all again soon though, and in the meantime, don't forget to support small businesses because that's how you're gonna help them stay motivated, right? Have a great Monday.
Hit you some nuts.
There was lots of memes.
Makes me wonder if I should take up lesbianism.
Chicago.
You guys asked for it.